A 5-1 loss tonight against the Slough Jets. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, difficult one. I thought Slough were good for their win. Obviously, pretty dominant throughout the most of the game. But I felt in spells, in particular in the second, we played well, and disappointed to concede the fourth at 3-1 and then not convert on the power play, which might have seen a little change in momentum there. But again, ultimately really proud of the kids that played. Rory playing tonight again, hell of a game. I think considerable amount of shots against. But we had some good chances second and third. We probably didn't deserve to win the game, I don't think. But if we can just hang around a bit more in our rink, you can get a goal and things change. And as I mentioned, I think their fourth was the killer there. Big mistake on our end and frustrating. That said, some of the kids again played really well tonight. Trey, I think, had a good game today. 2 good chances in the third. Probably should have scored one. But it is what it is at the moment. And as I said to the guys, as long as we're working hard, I can take that and we can work with what we've got. And today they're a bit, class above us, Slough, and credit to them for their win.
You touched on it a little bit there with a lot of the youngsters getting ice time today. Some of them on the first line. Trey getting a lot of minutes in. I think Jacob starting forward instead of defence. So looks like they're gelling well with the team. And how they all fitting in?
Yeah, it's needs must at the moment. It's an opportunity for these kids to play. I mean, Jacob's kind of set into the team now for a long time and is 16 years old, come into his own. He's playing really well. And yeah, people like Trey and Harry Tempest tonight and a few others stepping up. Riley Panther, who's obviously a bit older and really settling in at the moment. These are the guys that are getting an opportunity. It isn't ideal for the team at the moment where we are, but it's ideal for them to play. We just hope that we can probably turn some of these performances a little bit more positive, a little bit more offense, because ultimately the fans have come here to watch a competitive game. At the moment we can't quite do that, and that's frustrating for us. But as I said to you earlier, we start the performance, the energy, effort, and then we can hopefully start ticking over some performances. We've got some really important games coming up in the sort of battle for 5th place against the likes of Cardiff and Romford and Invicta. So we've got to get some points on the board. We've got to win at home, and that will start back at Thursday. And it's strange, trying to basically try and get all these new players to understand how we play and how we want to play. And as I mentioned, Slough, Chelmsford, Stratton, the last 3 home games are, these are seasoned teams that are at the top of the league for a reason, and so they're having to learn the hard way. But it's a crash course, and hopefully they'll come up to speed pretty quickly.
So a rescheduled game next weekend against Invicta should have taken place in October, but now time this week to reflect on today's game, look at that moving forward, looking at maybe changes for next weekend, or just settling like you say with the rest of them.
Unfortunately, at the moment, it's not changes. It's who's available, and that is the harsh reality where we're at. We were hoping to have 2 or 3 more back this week that trained on Thursday, but had after the training didn't react very well, and so they're having to just take a little bit more time. It seems it doesn't seem worth rushing those guys back at the moment to try and get them back half injured and play through injuries and then get injured more. And that list is long. I think some of those guys are probably going to be out for the year. We probably should do an update maybe on some of those people, but Cam's close, probably the closest one to return. Beyond that, a lot of guys are still a way away, and we've got to find a way to get these new players up to speed. And some of them have settled in okay, but we're losing games, and so we can talk the positives, which is great. There are some positives, but actually it's wins that we need on the board, and we're not winning at home, and that is difficult, especially for our fan base who have stuck with us this last few months. So we really need to step up. Some of the senior guys need to step up. That said, we have some good chemistry in our seconds today with Kackett, Pidge and Josh, which is good. We're going to try and see how long that, we've got to try and get some line combinations lasting. The challenge at the moment is we don't have those consistent lines, and so when you're playing with different people all the time, you lack that chemistry. So look, no excuses from us. Slough are the better team, as were the last 2 opponents that came in here. So we've really got to reflect. We've got to work hard, and it starts with effort and performance, and then the results hopefully will start seeing a change. And we owe the fan base something, so we'll be working hard to do that.
Alex, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.